Okay. We're just kind of throwing stuff at the wall today in hopes it sticks. Welcome back to 990 WBOB. Of course, you can find us at JiggyJaguar.com. The mix on Tuesdays. Oh, wait, that's 30 minutes from now. Well, it doesn't matter. Go to JiggyJaguar.com. 990 WBOB. We are going to go to our next guests. They are going to join us live here on the big program. And I believe we might have our guests. Look at that. There they are. Holy smokes. So can you guys hear me and see me? I always have to do that when we first start Skype because a lot of times there's all sorts of shenanigans, and I think I can hear you guys because I hear her laugh, which is good. So okay, we have got some great guests with us today. They join us live here via the magic of the old Skype. Yes, the old Skyper, Rooney. And go ahead and give us a brief introduction on yourselves, my friends.
We are in a band called Cedars. My name is Sandeigh.
My name is Drew.
So how did this band get together? How did you guys get started? Tell us a little bit about this.
Gosh, I'm texting the guys. All of the band's trying to hop on here.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. We'll wait. That's fine. I have no problem as people dial in and jump in here. We are here on 990 WBOB. We are patiently waiting on the rest of the band to join us here on the old Skype, the old Skyper Rooney, and you can get a hold of us each and every week at 990 WBOB out there in Rhode Island. You can also find us our interviews, video interviews, audio interviews, everything available at the mic.fun. That's THEMIC.FUN. You can also get a hold of us each and every day at JiggyJaguar.com. That's JiggyJaguar.com. And 2 Central, 3 Eastern, 12 Pacific each and every week. And we are also internationally live in Leicester on 107.5 FM in the United Kingdom during the drive time hour each and every Friday for International Live. And we have got some great guests going to be joining us here on our big broadcast here in just a few moments. And also, if you're joining us live on 990 WBOB in the next hour, we have got some very great bands, very, very good guests, and that is coming up on the Jiggy Jaguar Experience, and that, of course, is each and every Sunday. And if you miss it live, you can catch it on the mix on Tuesdays. And I think we might have some more of the band members joining us. I seen somebody check in here. Who exactly do we have with us today? And we got Chris joining us as well, so we might have everybody. I don't know.
There's Chris.
There's Chris. How are you, sir? You are currently muted for whatever reason or another. You might need to unmute yourself there. There we are.
Yeah, I might not. I'm going to be riding that mute switch because I got kids in this house. So.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. So Chris, how did you get involved in this in this great group here today? Kind of tell us a little bit about your participation in the group here.
Sure. So I got a call back in, I guess, 2015 when I moved back. I grew up in Texas, but for a job I moved around 2013 to Pittsburgh and lived there for a little bit. And then I actually had come home, and Rod was like, "Hey, what are you doing right now?" And I was like, "Nothing really. I just moved back home." And he's like, "Want to be in a band?" And actually, no, he said, "You want to play music with us?" And I was like, "Sure." So started playing music and brought my family around, and we all really just started clicking really well and ended up being a family. And then before you know it, we're just started playing music together. So that's been going on for 5 or 6 years now. And for me, it's family first, and then it's music. So it's been a blast. But I play bass, and I sing background vocals. So that's currently my role.
That's awesome. So Caleb has joined us as well. Caleb, what is your position and everything in the band? How'd you get involved in this project, my friend?
So I was playing with a different artist at the time, and a buddy of mine, Josh, introduced me to Drew and Sandeigh, and they were needing someone at the time, and we just kind of started talking, and I've just been in the band ever since.
Caleb plays drums for us. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So how do we get in touch with you guys on social media, the websites, buy your music, all that good stuff?
So we are online at Cedars, just like the tree, cedars.band. On social media, we are at Cedars the Band. On all the social media places, I think it's all the same. And then on YouTube, we're Cedars Official, and we've got some videos that we're really proud of out there. So that's
awesome.
It's a good place to
listen.
listen. Yeah, we were working on one. We were on set yesterday, so more stuff coming, but that's where
awesome.
we are online.
That's fantastic. Fantastic. So tell me a little bit about the name Cedars. How did this come about?
Gosh, that was a long time ago. I think that there are some stories in some old books about cedar trees being taken far from where they were native, and they ended up, instead of choking out everything around them in the new place, they multiplied and grew around the things that were already there, even though they were very different from the things that were already there, and that kind of resonated with us. And it just stuck. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, you guys in the band Cedars are fantastic. How would you describe your music for an audience that's never heard you guys before?
Loud.
Yeah.
9 Inch Nails meets. We're the bridge between 9 Inch Nails and, like, I don't know, Cranberries-esque type stuff. Like, I mean, we've had people like compare us. Yeah.
Somebody said we sounded like someone told us one time at a club, maybe last year, a couple years ago. Last year with COVID. It's still COVID. That we sounded like 9 Inch Nails and Florence and the Machine had a baby. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah. Dark pop. There's a lot of industrial. We definitely all grew up listening to metal. I think it all ends up in there. It's just a big collaboration of sounds. So
fantastic. Cedars with us today. They join us live here on our big program, Coast to Coast and Border to Border on iHeartRadio today. And also you can find us on 990 WBOB each and every week. And you can get more information on Cedars at their website, cedars.band. You can also find them on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube as well. And so what is the latest album and why should people go pick it up, guys?
You want to talk about it?
Yeah. So the latest album is called Cowards. And actually, when you said what's the latest album, I did a double take because we're already working on the next one. So I was like, which one are we talking about? So Cowards, the album, was about 5 years in the making. There was a lot of life that happened, and a lot of that is kind of embedded in that album. It's kind of a lot of loss, but a lot of rebirth and a lot of finding new and better things. And I mean, I think all of us are, I'll speak for myself, but I feel that the same is probably true for everyone else in the band. This is one of the things that I'm most proud of that I've ever done. It was a long, difficult road, but I think we're all super proud of what we made.
We like to tell stories with music and visually, and so this album's been a delve into talking about, in the most authentic way we can, the stuff that people don't want to talk about, the things we don't want to say, the things we don't want to bring up. So it's been a way to say some things, because music says stuff that we can't a lot of times or find the words for, and I think this album was that a place to hold all that for a lot of us, and then being able to create visually videos and things to complement the album has been a really meaningful project too. So yeah.
So the music videos, talk to us a little bit about some of the music videos and some of the different things that you guys have done with that.
We are, we like to call, I don't know if I can say this, but we like to say we're DIY AF.
That's awesome.
We own a recording studio, and we have a videography team there, and everybody that's in the band has a role working there as well. So we get to write and direct and film and edit and all of those things, all of our own work, which has been really, really fulfilling, I think, for all of us. And it's a really beautiful thing to watch as different members of the band end up taking the lead on different videos. And it's just kind of this, and there's some other folks that are connected to us, but they kind of move in and out of director roles or storyteller roles and into support roles and back and forth. And it's a pretty cool collaboration. There's not a lot of ego. So we work together to get things done, and it's really nice. We all piled in a van and drove 7 hours just to get about 30 seconds of footage because the location was so beautiful and paramount to the story we wanted to tell. So we kind of go to great lengths, climbing under electric fences, hauling tons and tons of gear out into the middle of a salt flat.
True story. I mean, one of my favorite things about it is creating a vision and creating the story of the songs so that way you can visually digest it. You know, it's a lot of art that has to do with it. It's a lot of going back and forth on ideas and you know, behind the scenes and whatnot. But I love being able to look at the song and look at the story of the song visually and then share it with people. Like, hey, it's not just a melody, it's not just a bass line, but here's what we meant by what we were talking about. So that's my favorite part.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So where do you guys see the music and everything? You guys mentioned that you're working on another album right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, already. Usually Drew and I start with putting together some demos, you know, a direction for the album. And a lot of times for us, like I said, we're storytellers, so we will I wouldn't call it what are the albums where it's like a concept? It's not like a concept album or but like there's a thread going through the whole thing. So we'll kind of put together the demos, hand them over to everybody. They bring what they bring, and we work through them. And so I think the last album was a lot of rebirth, and I think this album, the next one, will be a lot of what's next. You know, after you rebuild, now how do you expand? I think that's kind of the soul of the next album.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So what's been some of the feedback you guys have gotten on your music?
We got a really amazing interview, or a write-up rather, not an interview, a review by, and I can't think of the name, oh gosh, I wish I could think of his name right now, but it was from a magazine in Germany, right? And some of the stuff that the imagery that was used was really, really great, but I felt like this particular review kind of hit the nail on the head in some ways, where they were just mentioning that we take these really dark concepts or dark ideas, and I'm paraphrasing, but like there's always a little bit of hope at the end. Like there's always a little bit of, you know, like it's going to take a turn and go in another direction at the end. So I felt glad that they could take the heavy, like, because in our music, like everything's on fire or bleeding or drowning or
That's awesome.
And it's not really all doom and gloom, I promise. So I felt really excited that they picked up on that. That's a more recent one than I can think of, but yeah.
It's been kind of funny too, because you know, I think we all grew up listening to a lot of metal, but I don't think we would have ever classified our music as metal. But a lot of the response that we've been getting has been from metal outlets and publications. Which is just been funny.
Heavy. It's heavy.
Yeah, it is heavy for sure.
It's kind of industrial. We've got a lot of pop in there too, and we listened to a lot of punk growing up as well. So yeah. I don't know.
Fantastic. So we're gonna play some of your music. I appreciate you guys being with us today. This has definitely been a fun interview. I guess, but before we go, if I want to go to each and every one of you guys and have you guys answer this question. If you could play with any group or band or singer or whatever, living, dead, broke up, whatever, who would they be? You can pick like 3 of them.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I mean, 9 Inch Nails easily.
Caleb, yeah, 9 Inch Nails.
Sticks would be for me. Let me see here. Man, this is hard. Sticks, Motley Crue, and I don't know, Bon Jovi.
I think Architects would be a fun modern one.
Yeah. Slippery When Wet was the very first non-country tape I bought when I was a kid, when I was like 11. That was my introduction to Bon Jovi. And rock music in general.
So my
What
turn.
did you play? Yeah.
9 Inch Nails for sure, and then MuteMath and Radiohead, I think, would be my top picks.
God, it wouldn't make any sense, but I would like cut off a limb to share a stage with Nina Simone. PJ Harvey. I don't know, and maybe like
Cedars.
yeah, no.
I'm gonna throw Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah. I was thinking like The Clash would be one for me. That would be like really meaningful. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys making time for us today. Thanks for coming on the broadcast, and we're going to play some Cedars music right now. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, definitely. And there they go. That's Cedars. And we are going to play some Cedars right now here on our big broadcast. And get a hold of us online at jiggyjaguar.com. That's JIGGYJAGUAR.com. And it is Cedars. And you can get more information online, cedars.band.
I've played the games, I've hit the lights. I've learned to bend in the strangest of winds. I played dumb when I knew better. Thought my song could change
That is Cedars. Check out cedars.band for more information. Cedars.band. Here on 990 WBOB. The big show coming up here in just a few moments. Yes, the very, very big show, as I like to refer to it.